Pudge, you know what time it is?
It's time for the Chubby Bartenders Podcast.
Sit back, put your earbuds in, pour your favorite drink.
Light up the smoke of your choice and let's go.
Enjoy.
It's time for the Chubby Bartenders Podcast. Hey, we're back, Chubby.
Hey, not only are we back, I mean, we got new digs, dude.
We got new digs. We got a new studio. We got a new guest.
Yeah.
So welcome back, Chubbies. We appreciate you sticking with us. We're back in action.
Yeah, it's been a long month. We've missed you.
I've missed it.
Yeah,
Have you missed it?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I really enjoy this.
I tell you what, man, we got the best hobby on earth.
Oh, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah. I mean, shit, is it a hobby? I don't know, man. We seem to be doing, doing the best we can with it. But
I forgot to put whiskey in it.
Ooh, yeah, it tastes a little different, doesn't it?
It tastes a little different.
A little hot.
It's a little hot.
Yeah, that'll warm you. That'll give you a little Kentucky hug.
It will, from the inside.
Yeah, there you go.
But, hey, we're back. We got us a great guest.
Oh, we've been excited about this one.
Yes, we've got, not only is he a music lover, but he... you're in intervention of children, so that's what you do for a living. We're going to talk about maybe the effects of COVID a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
So Matt Rosler, welcome.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
welcome.
Matt Rosler.
Fist bump, cheers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah,
cheers.
Welcome.
Yes,
absolutely.
So what's going on, Ross? We think it's studio.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To me, this is a huge deal, but I was humbled and honored. Holy shit!
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
These two old Jackson guys are, all stars in this area. And they invited me to be on a show. I was like, well, I'll be down.
No, we just like good people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
good people, good conversation. You fit right in. Dude.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
As far as the studio, man, I think it's phenomenal. I love the old rustic bar. These
original building floors.
Yeah.
Right here. These floors were put in 1890, and they've been refinished over the years. But I'm just going to leave them like this back here.
I would.
1890?
1890.
Well, you think of all the feet that have walked on that.
Yeah.
You think of the spit, the blood, the cigarettes have been put out.
My cousin,
those floors could talk.
My cousin Frog, Steve Gillen, was in today.
Yeah.
And he was, him and my dad, your dad, they can remember when this building was a hardware store back whenever it was back in the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And they said that they had the building next door and they sold tires in there. And this was a hardware store. He's like, they sold refrigerators and appliances and stuff over here. So it's like, it's been a bar.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be Gillum Insurance and Jackson's really first podcast studio. I guess we were, not necessarily this, but permanent location, I guess. But
heck yeah.
That's awesome.
But you got Barker and those guys. They've been doing it a lot longer than we have.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I guess, downtown podcast
Yeah,
studio,
we went ahead and just got our own studio going here, man.
So it's pretty cool, but we're still working on it, but it's about there. It's about there.
I think it looks fantastic. I love the old. There's a lot of nostalgia with those. I mean, I know that mirror, Budweiser mirror,
Clydesdale mirror.
Clydesdale mirror.
Yeah,
that looks amazing.
Yeah, he. The guy I bought it off of, Jim. He left all that stuff. He just left it.
Like a parting gift.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he's a wonderful person. He's been a great friend of mine for several years, and he just he's at that point, I think, where he just didn't want to take anything else home.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of there too. I mean,
he ran this bar for a long time. He probably thought, hey, man, you'll
do more with it than I will.
What am I going to do with all that stuff? Sit around and look at it.
Yeah, and so he left a lot of cool stuff. So and then like the chubby stuff, that's all ours. And I'm going to take that wall. You can't see it here on camera, but I'm going to take that wall and we're going to start putting pictures of our guests on there. And doing something cool
because we number our episodes.
Yeah,
so we're going to start from and we always take a thumbnail photo at the end of every show.
Yeah,
so we'll have that. And
and we got we got a little surprise for our friend Steve Lloyd.
That's
coming. So Steve, you just keep watching, Steve.
Yeah, you might have just wound up. I mean, never been on the show, but kind of an honorary guest.
Steve, you might be an honorary guest. I don't know how.
Well, if he won't come and actually be on the show, maybe we'll just put his picture on the show.
He's already flat told us he's not coming back to Jackson. But Steve, we're bringing Jackson to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got something for Steve coming up. But But so it's Ross. This is about you. It's not about us. I'm just happy. We're tickled to be back. So
Yeah,
Well, good.
So-
yeah, and we're glad you're our first guest.
yes,
man.
yes,
I
because
mean,
we
this-
needed a good one.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And
No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah.
You know. So now the truth be told, we did shoot one before this. However, we are going to redo it. We had some things off. It's kind of a test run. Hadn't practiced enough.
That shit didn't work, so I'm one.
You're one.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
one. But we are redoing hers. We are redoing hers. But technically, you're going to be the first one rolled out. I think we got it dialed in now. I think.
Oh yeah, we do, man. We do. We're feeling good about.
So you guys have like as far as dialed in 4 months to go. You have several guests coming.
Oh yeah. We usually try to stay. You know, Chad's schedule and my schedule. You know, not so much is too busy, but it's the fact that it's kind of sporadic, you know, with these kids and the games, makeup games, Chad's work, you know, just stuff going on, and
I'm a damn cancellation, aren't I?
No, you're not.
No, you're playing.
No, you're playing right in here with the new year. I mean, we're just getting it fired up.
okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you again,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
No problem.
I'm humbled.
Yeah.
But so tell us, you know, what are you seeing, you know, right now? So you're basically, you know, as an intervention guy, you are in with these children that are they in trouble or
Okay.
The Munn family with your local McDonald's of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, and MacArthur. Need I say more than pull in, get the app open, and pull in spot number 5, and let's go for number 6.
you have to talk right in that
What
mic?
I
You're
do-
a soft-spoken guy anyway.
I am an intervention specialist, which just means I can work with a child who has an IEP. Okay.
Okay,
An
now
individual.
let's stop there. I and my wife's a teacher and my son's in school.
Okay.
So all of us went to school about relatively same time. We didn't have IEPs back then, right?
Well, we did, but yeah.
What was it?
Kind of maybe stuck away in a corner and forgotten about.
That was the class of 12 that
That
Maybe
yeah,
all-
hey man,
Yeah.
whatever happened?
Like
to so-and-so
the
I went to
Layton's
kindergarten
always
with?
taught
yeah.
those kind of
And,
classes.
okay, so that's what an IEP was back then.
Well, yeah, and then, so the great news, what's so awesome is now a lot of that piece of paper, that IEP, is the state document that gives that child all kinds of rights. Like, for example, if a student has one for behavior, which me personally, I love behavior. I work with behavior kids. You cannot get him thrown out of school for if he was to do something that IEP would protect him for behavior. It's hard to explain. It's
So
hard
if this kid gets an IEP because, let's say, he loves to punch people.
You got to fight, and then but the IEP. So not only would you have an IEP, but you would have like a behavior plan and all this. So if a kid's dangerous and he could hurt himself or somebody else, then you have to do. There's a lot of red tape and a lot of stuff to go through, but you can have like a manifestation destination hearing, and the child could still be removed, but that district is still responsible for that child's education.
Okay.
And so,
Okay.
so where a lot of times those children did not have these rights, where now, man, we're on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if a kid could just have some trouble reading, or so many things have come to the front now, like with dyslexia, or just
Yeah.
different disabilities.
different ailments.
Absolutely. And so now those kids are protected instead of forgotten in the corner.
Yeah.
They're protected.
Or teacher just chalk him up as not a smart kid and move on.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm
yeah,
sure
and-
I'm sure that happens a lot. And,
man,
I imagine, like particularly with the behavior
We'll check
kids,
sales stuff.
yeah, like with the behavior kids, you're probably dealing with from time to time. They might be disruptive in the in the regular
absolutely,
classroom or something like that,
Yeah.
and so they might need some time, in your room or
They need a place. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
and-
pissed off. I mean, and they have
Yeah.
every right to be.
right. right.
Those kids have seen some things at ages 6, 7 that
Well,
see it.
how did you find yourself being drawn to that particular work? Because I can't imagine, Matt, that a lot of people have that kind of empathy. And I'm not being facetious. I mean, that's a hard job, man. I mean, you love it, obviously.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
but like I think that a lot of people would look at it like, "Whew, that's a long day, brother."
Well, I'll tell you
Yeah.
a story. When I first started Alexander a few years ago, and I'm not saying this to be pompous or any there's one way to work with those kids and one way only.
Okay.
And it's balls to the walls, shoulder to shoulder, you don't go into that job taking a break,
Right.
because so if I take a lunch by myself, or if I take my 45-minute planning period by myself, something bad's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah.
Somebody's going to get an ass whooping. Somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah. Right.
And so, and in my administration, man, they're wonderful. And I tell them, hey, you guys have it in my schedule. I have this opportunity to take a lunch by myself, and I have this opportunity to take my planning period by myself. And that's okay. I like that. I love that. And I love that student, that child knows that, man, I ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Now,
so you eat your lunch right there in the classroom a lot of the time.
oh, absolutely, right with them, because man, that's my most therapeutic time. Food, man, food is therapeutic.
Yeah.
So especially
Hey, you don't have to tell us that.
Oh yeah. As you can tell, I'm an avid. I see a lot of counselors.
it's, and man. So that's some of my best rapport building time with a child is during lunch, because man, they don't get. I'm telling you,
you're right.
As
Never
awful
thought
as
about
it
it.
sounds, you think, okay, we were just talking earlier. I'm sorry. We were talking about Joe Burrow, and you remember his Heisman speech. And that's not bullshit, guys.
Yeah.
I come from Southern. I'm from Alexander. Economically, man, these kids do.
You're
people are
from
going
there.
hungry.
Yeah.
People are going hungry.
Yeah.
And kids are pissed off, and a lot of teachers don't have patience with them. And get out of my class, or he needs suspended, or he just needs expelled. Bullshit, man. He needs a cookie. And he needs something to eat. And then after that cookie, give him a hug.
yeah.
Tell him you're here for it.
So what drew you to that, man? I mean, obviously you're passionate about it, and you really root for and like those type of kids,
man.
right?
Oh, just knowing you, I bet you are these guys. I bet you are behind these guys like crazy, just firing them up, getting them, their buddy,
I'm a fighter for them, absolutely.
Yeah, you like a gritty kid.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
my favorite, because it's a few years ago. Oh man, the lockdown stuff was happening, and we have to do these stinking lockdown drills all the time.
Talking about like school shooting stuff.
School shooting stuff, man. Unfortunate. My God, look where we're at. 2022.
Who in the-
So we practice.
That is the dumbest shit.
Oh, hey man, we practice
Yeah.
effing lockdowns 3 times a year, and then they'll do the one where it's like a mock.
Yeah, they'll tell you.
You talk about buttholes puckering in that building. I guarantee it. So
My senior year was the Columbine year. And then I won't mention his name, but he's gone now. But this kid in my high school, he was a couple years younger than me. He put a hit list together right after that. And hell, I was numero uno. This kid had This kid had red hair, and the only reason he put me as number one is because they used to, basically call him Little Pudge or whatever.
Yeah.
Hated it, So he put me numero uno on his hit list. I got sent home from school for like 2 weeks and the whole bit. Like
did you have like a little secret service behind you?
Like there were certain times I was allowed in the hallway and certain times I wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned.
And
I can't help but to think of that damn Adam Sandler movie. Years later, he has to go back to school and earn his high school diploma.
Billy Madison.
He thinks back and he calls that guy, hey, I just want you to know I feel bad the way I treated you. And the guy's all done up in lipstick. Steve, can't think of his name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Crosses
him off.
Make that damn phone call, man.
Yeah.
Hey, this kid's already gone. So he passed away a few years ago.
I'm
but,
sorry to hear that.
It was. I mean, there's a part of you that just would shrug that off, and there was another part of you who's like, okay, am I going to have to, is this going to happen?
It's a different morning to wake up. Hey, am I going to get the bullet?
I never really felt like. Whenever that was going on, there was a bunch of us. There was basically it was the football team that was on this thing. It was very similar to the Columbine. Like, that was a lot of athletes and stuff, if I'm not mistaken. And so this kid puts this on there or whatever. And it was me and, basically just my friend group. I don't know why I was first, but it was just.
I have an idea.
You just. I don't think that none of us were ever like, okay, this is going to happen. Let's not go to school.
Right.
But it was more like, okay, why? Because in our minds, we hadn't really done anything.
Well, yeah, you're sitting there like, geez, I've never even talked to this dude.
Yeah.
In your mind,
Yeah.
it's an innocent, playful. Just
No, I didn't play.
rats.
I didn't know. I didn't talk to the kid.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
well, now that. Damn.
No, this was not like I bullied this kid. I was.
Name the number 2.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
So
'Cause
automatically, you're number one.
that kid had red hair as well.
Yeah.
And you know,
Yeah. I
they
mean-
didn't hang out.
No.
Didn't pick on him. Never saw him.
I knew him. I knew him
Yeah.
through. I just knew him. I mean, I lived here all my life, and I mean,
Yeah.
I thought we were cool. I mean, I had
Okay, then that's
Yeah.
that's
the way all of us were. But I think it was the and I mean that so it's horse shit that you even got to do that. I got on a big tirade on that a few years ago because you go up to the courthouse and you got to go through a damn metal detector. You got armed guards and bailiffs and everybody else in there.
Yeah.
Which is fine, good for you. But all those people were adults.
Right.
Okay, that you've already had to go through all this security clearance to get into, and now we've got all. And if it wasn't for all these threats, I wouldn't have been all fired up about it. But it was like, so now you've had all these threats, and you're not willing to take a little bit of money and put an officer in each school, just a deputy officer in there,
Yeah.
because it's not like our people wouldn't have done it. There's just no funding for it.
Sure.
But you're going to fund, a bunch of bailiffs up there for adults.
Right.
In a courtroom that's already got a sheriff's deputy in it 90% of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Or some deputy.
Yeah. Same building.
Same in the building at least.
Yeah.
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 And it was like, my goodness, what about the children?
Yeah.
And then they did do it. actually.
And then so you guys have those drills like that. I bet is that a little different in your classroom?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean-
It's a little more exciting, a little more challenging.
Yeah.
Because these guys, the types of guys I work with, they know, their first response to any situation, to a loud bang, to a raised volume of a voice, to anything, is fight or flight. These kids have seen abuse at such a young age, so that's just the way their brain's wired, man.
Can you imagine what they're going home to, some of these kids now?
I know. Yeah. You guys, yeah.
We have it here.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, man. And some of the things, just some of the stuff over the years. We were having one of those mock lockdowns. And it was one of our first ones. It was early on. And I remember this teacher comes up to me. I bet you're just so scared in there with those guys. That's gotta be so rough. So, sister, you shitting me?
Yeah.
Safest place
I'm
on
the
earth.
safest one in the damn district.
Yeah.
I said, girl, those kids will eat glass. For me.
Yeah.
I just say a name.
Yeah.
Piss me off.
Yeah.
You're one on the list.
Yeah.
Say the name. And so she looked at me and she goes, oh, well, yeah, I guess maybe you're right. No shit. I mean,
Yeah.
girl, they're all in there for kicking somebody's ass or doing something stupid.
Yeah.
They're not in there.
Yeah.
And it's working because I'm not threatening them. And I immediately, when they walked in my door, man, I show them respect.
Well, did you have like training in that, Matt? Like, or like how day one did you get into this? How did you figure out you were good at that relationship?
Okay. Okay. So there's a period of college when you're done. You just finished up that final thing. You packed all your shit and you're driving home for the last time. And I'm thinking, shit's about to hit the fan.
Yes, getting real now.
I need to figure out how I'm gonna support myself. Shit.
Yeah.
There's no what? I can't sleep until noon.
Yeah.
Drink till 4
Yeah.
or 5.
Going to be no parties.
That's done. Damn it. I want to go back.
Quite ready. Yeah.
And so, first job out of college was, old mom took care of Matt. She got me a job at the psychiatric hospital.
Oh.
And I loved it immediately.
Okay. But had you ever been exposed to that?
My entire life, because mom
she worked there. Yeah.
she worked there. Well, later, so some of my first memories are going there with her to pick up the paycheck, and of course the rules were so much. Back then in 1981, I'm holding her hand. We're just walking in there, and there'll be patients in the garden area or out front, and at a young age, I remember here's a guy dressed up as an Indian with a headdress and feathers all down. And I'm thinking, shit, man, I'm 5 years old. That's not normal. I see that in cartoons.
Yeah, we're on Halloween.
And here's this guy, and I'm walking by him, and he goes, "How?" Oh, but whoa. I felt right. I felt right away that okay, this is different. But I wasn't nervous. I wasn't scared as a child. And then so fast forward back to that, it was. I was able to talk to them right away and build this like relationship, this trust, this rapport. Treat them like they're humans, man.
Well, yeah, yeah.
That was to me that was just that's such day one stuff.
Was this the Ridges?
No, I didn't get to. No, yes, growing up, my mom was at the Ridges, absolutely.
Really?
But
So
then,
you were there. You saw the Ridges.
Oh, absolutely.
Was Ted Bundy in there? I thought the big thing was Ted Bundy did a stint in there one time.
Not who was the multi-person? Billy Milligan.
Billy Milligan. Was,
Billy
yeah,
Milligan.
that was it,
Yeah. There's a Netflix series on him now.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Now that's not even a diagnosis anymore.
Really, multiple personalities.
Not even a diagnosis. Yeah. But anyway, I went to the new one next, right there at the bottom, and I knew I loved it. I knew right away that I'd like talking to these people and just making them feel good, making them happy because there's not much to be happy about.
Yeah, what were you doing there?
I was, I think my title was like a therapeutic worker, a TPW is what they called them. And so my job was when stuff got a little nuts, you helped to restrain and control.
Yeah.
These were adults. These weren't children. So this is the real McCoy.
Yeah.
Gillum Insurance, we've got lots of things happening at Gillum Insurance. We have moved to 228 Broadway. Right now, guys, with COVID and the pandemic going on, don't be the one caught without life insurance. So give us a call, 740-395-0357, which can be a bad situation.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You taking 3 or 4 guys to control one man.
Yeah.
That's something else. And so I like that, but the problem of it was, man, so I would get this guy and I would have him in wonderful spirits and just happy and excited about life and ready to live. Next day, 8 o'clock in the morning, he's still there. And we're starting from square one again. Tried to hurt himself last night. Tried to do this last night. Tried to run away last night. Son of a bitch, man. There's got to be a way to beat that. So I'm like, and so a coworker said, "Why don't you try kids?" She goes, "I know somebody in Benton County who does this thing with kids who are troubled. All right, let's go there, man. Let's do it." So I met this gentleman, started working there. I loved it. I loved working with kids. And the motto of this place was, "We'll take the child that no other place will take." So these kids were the real stinking deal. They're angry children, and their flight risks. These kids have been abused, and they've seen stuff to where they're not destined for prison. They're destined for mental health. I mean, they're going to a lockdown hospital because they're dangerous. So that was exciting. Learned a lot there, and then so skip a step, ended up at the alternative school, and just. I'm from New Marshfield, Ohio, which is right. Albany Alexander has three little districts. Elementaries. Yeah. So New Marshfield, Shade, and Albany. And I was from New Marshfield. Grew up in a trailer. Moved into a double wide when I was probably 10 or 11. I thought I was high in the hog, man. I was like, oh my God, this is the rest is just kind of history, and I think.
Did you feel as though you could relate to those kids like that?
Absolutely.
I mean, like, or what was like, what clicked with you, man?
What clicks with me for those guys is number one. Times have changed, man. It's no longer 1994. You can't go about them that as far as I'm the adult. You're going to respect me, or I'm the man. You. I can't give it. He don't care about you one damn bit.
Yeah, right.
And so I'm real open and up front with him. Man, hey, dude, it's not like that. I'm going to be the first guy that you've ever met that I'm going to earn your respect. I promise you I will. I've been doing this a long time. I'm going to earn your respect.
So what do you do when they test you? There's where the rubber meets the road.
How? I mean, I'm super curious now. How do you earn their respect?
Yeah.
Time. It's funny.
Because they're going to test you.
And I'm not boasting at all. It's a very natural. That stuff came to me like a duck to water. At making a child feel good about himself, giving him hope, giving him some fight for his life.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah.
So you're saying if they ever, because I mean we all went to high school, we know that
tested all the.
You're going to get tested if not daily.
Yep. And with those guys that I get tested with, Those are the ones I love the most.
Well, like, how do you
Yeah.
talk to him, Matt? I mean, if you're not talking to him like, "Hey, I'm the adult."
Yeah,
you're
sit
this.
down.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
how do you talk to him, man? I mean, do you talk to him like you're one of them, or what? I mean,
so
what?
here's an example. No, I'm not saying this is current.
Okay.
But here's something that happens a lot with my
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
So I get a guy. He comes in, and he's a younger man because I'm doing junior. I work with junior high now.
Okay.
I started with high school, and
So you're at,
I'm a firm believer. And I want to let you guys know this. I started with adults. The lower you get, I think that's when I got my
Make the
best
most
shots.
impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love junior high. And I've worked it now for just 4 months. Man, this is the spot because they're old. I'm sorry. I get excited.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it. So I get it. This is the spot where you can really, I think, make a difference. And so, for an example, every morning I got a guy comes in and his way of, fuck you, Matt, fuck you.
Every
Hey,
day.
son, every day. Dude, it's so good to see you, man. I love you too. And
So you don't even no reaction to it, then,
Zero.
basically.
That's how he walks in the door.
and at first he didn't like that.
Well, it's kind of like, wow, that's not
Hey, I
getting
just
a rise
said,
out of him
"Fuck
at all.
you."
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
I said, fuck you.
Yeah.
You said what? Fuck you. What? That hurts my feelings. Don't say that. Hurts my feelings. You say, fuck you. It makes me sad. I like you a lot. I love you. You're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's some karate he's not ready
Yeah.
for right
Yeah.
there. I'd say,
No. And so, and you know, we go, and now that's every day still. And let's just say this happened years ago. We start in August. You know, we're in January. We're still, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he'll let me hug him now. Hey man, it's good to see you. Can I give you a hug this morning?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You're gay if you do that.
Okay.
No, it means I care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I care about
So
you. I'm
you
glad
just
you're
hit him.
here.
You just hit him
Thanks
with
for-
mass amounts of positivity. There.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
And mass. And we crossed. It's so funny. I have little tricks that I've learned over the years. You know, with they've been raised. They're not. None of these kids are born evil. So they hear all these terrible, terrible words in their environment.
And
that
their
they-
upbringing is just so negative.
Yeah.
You know, so the N word, homosexual slander, bashing. I nip that in the bud immediately.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, my partner is black, and I don't appreciate that. That would hurt my feelings and his. Wait a minute, you're gay? Well, yeah, my partner is black, dude, and that's a trip. Because now they've liked me a little bit. They've started to develop. This is the first adult that's let me cuss him out and hasn't thrown me out.
Yeah.
They're starting to trust me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I like a gay guy.
Yeah.
I like a gay guy.
Yeah.
And you can see the wheels spinning.
And his partner's black.
And his partner's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And so now it's fun to say the F word to him, but I think I may have hurt him if I said that. I've been saying these terrible things about gay people and black people, and oh man,
I don't want to hurt his
I don't
feelings.
want to hurt him. I love that guy. This is the first adult male who's
Yeah.
never tried
And
to
they probably
hurt me, who
don't. They don't
doesn't
want to
hit my
admit
mom.
it. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
want to admit
Oh
it.
hell no.
But like you can tell that it's starting to tick.
Yeah,
like
I can see the wheels ticking.
He doesn't
And
hurt
then-
me. He doesn't hurt my mom. He
and then-
doesn't. Yeah.
So one time Kelly comes to drop something off or something like
Your
that.
wife, just to
my wife.
clarify
I'm sorry.
things, so people know.
My wife Kelly. Well, I have a couple. And so I'm taking the guys out there, and he's nervous. He's really apprehensive. I'm like, hey, sunshine, dude, let's roll, man. It's my wife. Okay. And he's walking. And I can see him, man. He's like he needs glasses. He's looking at that van. Your wife ain't black. And it was the funniest thing. He's like, you told me your wife was black, and you told me it was a man, and that's a wife.
He told me it was a man.
And I'll never forget. And my wife's like, "What the hell did he say this time? My God, he tells those kids the damnedest thing."
Yeah.
And so later on, why did you tell me that about that you had a husband and he was black? Well, number one, dude, those words just aren't cool, and I don't like them words. But I know you like me a lot. You ain't gonna say it, and I'm fine with that. But I know you do.
Yeah.
And I know you didn't want to hurt me, man. And since I've said that to you, you've not said those words, and I love you for that. And that's why you're here in my room still, man. Because I know you're there, and I'm gonna, I'm always gonna fight.
And
for
he'll
you.
think about that every time they cross his mind.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I may
Yeah.
have said that kid's name by accident, so make sure you beat that.
Oh
one.
yeah.
Huh. And like you said, that was years ago. But I mean, that's not.
That's
But that could
years
happen.
ago, but every day.
Yeah, years ago.
Every
But every day.
single day. And I get new kids all the time too, so that's tough. So now we got to start over. I got this one here.
I was going to ask you how many of these kids that you see are like transients? Because my wife's a teacher, Chad's wife's a teacher, and so obviously a lot of our day is spent hearing about school time. And what my wife, that I wasn't aware of is the amount of just circulation of children that there are in today's society, and I don't mean that those kids are like, poverty kids, but I mean a lot of them are. You'll get some ones that are not in that, but I mean it seems to be a lot of moving around.
You know what's crazy? What you just said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've worked with thousands of kids. Maybe 1 to 2 over the poverty line.
Over the poverty line, yeah.
I'm not.
And isn't
kidding,
that sad? I mean,
shit.
man, there was a kid this year at our wife's school.
Oh yeah.
You probably heard this story. And they went to clean up this kid's lunch tray. Okay, this was right here in Jackson. They went to clean up this. I got a trash can over here.
Oh, I was going to use it.
Oh, okay. But they go to clean up this kid's lunch tray. Okay, at lunch, they're just walking through, picking stuff up, throwing it in the trash, cleaning it up. This kid starts, screaming, no, I'm not going to get to eat till Monday, blah, blah, blah. I don't have any food. This is the only time I get to eat. And so everybody kind of, and there was some suspicion of that.
Yeah.
Imagine that kid getting to the point, and I don't know what grade they were in, some elementary class. But imagine that kid getting to the point where they're willing to do that. They're so hungry that they're willing to embarrass themselves in front of their kids or in front of their peers by saying that. Number one, because they're thinking about it. It's easy for us to say, "Oh, they're not thinking; they're hungry." No, they're that's a big thing crossing that line.
Oh my!
Just not wanting to say anything. So not only have they been pushed, but I thought, man, this kid's going to sit there all weekend with no food.
Yeah.
And that's a real thing. Like that,
Fellas, this shit's happening
all around us.
Oh,
all around
yeah.
us.
This is happening all the time.
Well, I mean, I would imagine what would be particularly heartbreaking for a guy in your position is, pretty much 90% to even higher of the kids you're dealing with are below the poverty line.
Absolutely.
So they're dealing with issues like that. And then all of a sudden, like if you've worked with them for a half a year and then their family moves somewhere else, it's like, oh,
how many times that happened?
I feel like I was making some progress there. I was this guy's only friend,
That unfortunately happens all the time, especially when truancy tracks, or I say truancy, but especially when the law has tracked the parent down, or they gotta stay on the run. As soon as they get kicked out or they get evicted, so now they got to go to the next district, and that's one thing, man. I'll say where I work, my superintendent, my God bless her, that woman. She does what's right for the kid always. And if there's a kid that's right on that line of our district, and I'll tell you, man, I've called her up and been like, hey, the parents, they can't afford to drive him here. Hey, give me his address and I'll give him a bus, Matt. Just tell me where he's at and I'll get a bus to him. Or I'll get a van to him. That's a super, just amazing.
Might be the only time these kids have heat.
Yeah.
Oh,
might be the only time these kids have food. Might be the only time these kids have water.
Yep.
So I get it whenever these leaders say that they don't want to cancel school. I really do.
Oh yeah.
Because there are a lot of these kids that really need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And when the pandemic first set in, you asked at the very beginning about that. And the superintendent I work for, man, this person was amazing. Getting children food. Getting children food. Trying to find work for her staff because people who didn't have teaching license. Trying to find, you can only clean a building so many times if nobody's in it. She was asking people, hey, let's get on a bus. Let's pack up all the food and let's go deliver food to certain spots around our district. And I'm like, man, what? I will eat a bullet for you, man.
Yeah,
That's somebody I would work for forever.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And there's a million things about that. being that child, especially when Christmas time coming up and the gifts coming. And
we did that
it's
toy
hard,
drive
man.
forever. You see a ton of it.
It's hard.
That was one of the reasons why I quit doing the actual toy part of it and just started raising the money, because I got to know in a lot of the families that I was doing it for.
Yeah.
And it just made me too sad.
Wait till you get burned a couple times and you buy that kid. Just there's a billion.
We
you buy that kid a pair of shoes, and next day, dude, man, hey, you're almost in tears for those shoes. Where they at?
Yeah.
And then he gets mad. He's angry. Wants to swing at you. You don't need them effing shoes, dude. Come on, man. I just gave you a brand new pair. Dude, where they at? And, and then later you find out his brother beat the shit out of him for him to give him to another guy for some weed or something. Crack shit, man.
I mean,
the
I remember
mom and dad sold
the
them
stuff that these kids are dealing with. And Matt, I'd like to ask you this.
Sure.
You've been doing this for a long time.
Almost 20 years.
Are things getting any better, worse?
Oh,
what would you say? Is it? What changes have you seen in the time that you've been in? Is it getting, and it's probably related to, the opioid epidemic, stuff like that. I mean, a lot of grandparents raising their kids.
Oh yeah.
You know what, man? I'll tell you, this is heartbreaking to even sit here and think about this and tell you the truth. I started the alternative school when it first opened. That was probably around 2001 or 2. It's 2022 now, so I've been doing this shit that long. my principal always teased me, man, you're in dog years. So anyhow, it's gotten worse, and it pisses me off. There's one thing that if you want to send me from 0 to red, wanting to choke somebody out is when I was in high school. I graduated in '94. And I could be wrong, but in my mind's eye, there was only one Olentangy.
Right.
A couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, I went to one of my beautiful niece's travel ball basketball games, and come to find out, man, there's like 9 or 10 Olentangies now.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
They just kept on going.
And so then, boy, I'm ready to lose my shit.
Yeah.
Because I've been at those meetings when those state representatives come down and they say, man, hey, you guys doing a great job. Hell of a job down here, We ain't got any money for you. But boy, you guys sure doing. Let's get the hell and get out of here. Get out.
They could fix this.
Yeah.
When I look and I see all these amazing, I tell you, I saw Olentangy's field one to baseball. And I looked at that thing and I started drooling, man.
Mm-hmm.
I get an instant mental erection. That's one of the most beautiful baseball fields I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Mental, man.
Yeah.
Roz, that's their practice field. That's their what?
Yeah.
Roz, that's their practice field.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Roz, we're going to turn the corner. You're going to see the game field. Holy shit. Is that the You tell me that's a high school baseball field for a Division II?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Ain't no money for down. Come on.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sure there's something political, some sort of thing that
sure.
I don't know. There's some sort of reason that we got to give all that money to those because I'm an ignorant person down south. And I'm sure there's a reason.
The only thing I can figure is taxes.
Yeah, property
taxes.
taxes.
Just the property taxes and the amount of people paying them.
Yeah.
Down here, probably this, I think, what is there? There's there's not much difference between Jackson County and Franklin County when it comes to square miles.
Mm-hmm.
About the same size space. But you're talking in Jackson County, you got 32,000 versus, 3 million?
Yeah.
In Columbus, 4 million maybe?
Yeah.
There's 11 million in Ohio, but 90% of that's within the 3 Cs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the thing is that's sad is you look at a lot of the kids down here. They're going through that struggle. And there's a good kid in there.
Oh.
But you're fighting such an uphill battle.
Oh.
From the time that kid opens his eyes in the morning or whenever he does.
Yeah.
It's just negative, and it's a bad situation, and so what little bit of time that you do have with him, not only you're trying to develop him, but you're trying to do that through giving him enough time that he can be him.
I got 7.5 hours, man, and I gotta let and then we gotta start back over again. But
can you tell when they've had a bad night?
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Like a real
They'll
bad
give
night.
me a clue. Especially once they build that report with me, they want me to know And everybody's different. So when I'm on my game, the first thing I need, and I say take the temperature. The first thing I need to do is take the temperature of each kid they're walking in, just by, okay, was there an extra slam? Was there an extra pat? Is there an extra look? Is there a extra FU? Or is there
Harder
something
step.
completely, hey, good morning, Mr. Rosler. It's great to see you. That's a red flag, you know.
Yeah.
So, if one of my kids ever does that, man, get the drug dog down here.
Yeah, let's get something. Yeah, there's something going
not
on.
the drug dog, the bomb dog. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, or
you know.
something. Yeah.
I was thinking, you guys asked me earlier. There's not a lot of people want to do my job.
Yeah.
When I first started there, the principal who was there, he says, Matt, you got to take a lunch break. So, sir, here's why I don't want to do this. Here's why. And he was great. Matt, that makes perfect sense. I understand. Got to get a lunch break. He said, who can do your job? Who you think can do it? I said, well, let's try this gentleman. So my principal, he calls that gentleman up, and that gentleman, he's such a beautiful person. He says, man, boy, I can't do it. Okay. Matt, you got anybody else? Yeah, okay, man. Let's try this person. Guy calls him up. And this is a boss asking somebody to do, hey, Matt Rosler needs this break.
For 45 minutes.
For 45 No, it's a lunch. It's a half hour.
Half
Can you
hour.
come?
Yeah.
And guy goes, and Spartan Academy? Oh, hell no. I ain't fucking, doing that. So we try one more guy. And that guy says, man, I'd like to help Roz, but no, I can't. My heart, I don't think, with my heart issues, those guys, they would be way too intense. I just can't handle that. He hangs up that phone. He said, well, I guess if you're okay with having a lunch, kids, you can have it. I said, you got it, sir.
Yeah.
I'll handle it. But man, I love my job. There's mornings you wake up and I know the beginnings of the year are always going to be rough if you don't have a new player coming back.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you don't have a kid who knows me, you can set the tone.
Right.
Because it's those rooms, my alternative classroom is we go back to day one type rules. The strong survive, and we've got to work that out. It's going to work itself out. And I tell my paraprofessionals who are with me that this is going to happen. We're going to try to avoid it. But this is just the way the world works. Their world. It's not our world.
Yeah.
And we're going to handle it in here. Because the last thing these kids need is one more punitive action.
Or one more trip to the office.
Yeah.
One more
that
trip to
doesn't
the
do
office.
anything.
That don't do them anything. Because now we have forced our administrator's hand, because he has to follow the rule book and suspend. What do you want that kid doing? You want him suspended, sitting at home, puffing down on the pipe some more? Or do you want him in here with me? So trust me on this. We're going to let this go down.
Yeah.
I've never met it, and I'm not saying this in a boasting way. I've never met a situation that I couldn't handle as far as breaking up a fight, not letting anybody get severely damaged or hurt.
Right.
And we have to build that totem pole, that pecking order.
Yep.
And then I know where I start. I'm going to start with numero uno, and I get him to understand how some of his words and his actions can hurt. Or he can be like I am with you and make you feel. You can make the bottom of the totem pole feel that way. I don't use those words with those guys, but you can make this guy feel that way. And then usually it takes by about spring break. But now every year has been different. This year's cooking with gas so far, but sometimes even by Christmas, we've got that whole family thing.
Oh, my.
And then when you walk out.
It's almost like you're building a team or something.
Team, absolutely. Family. And so when you walk, when they first come in, there's that moxie and I'll whip his fucking ass.
Oh, yeah.
By the time, usually I always set my goal by Christmas. If they walk out and somebody's messing with that one, you messed with all of them. And that's when that whole family, whereas before they hated that kid, now they're fighting for him. And so now they feel something. Now they feel a part of family and something. And that's where the money's at.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so, 20-some years, I got some kids now, grandkids. I've been working.
Dude,
and I get calls and texts sometimes. that, hey man, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it
But
wasn't
I
for
mean,
you,
dude, that's incredible.
yeah.
I mean-
and it, you know, thousands of kids, but only maybe, you know, it's not a lot, but man, it's enough to make.
Oh.
You know, because when I
Hey,
think back on where some
you
of
got
those,
you're not going to sit there and wonder whether you're making an impact or not.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure you'd like to save them all, and you can't do that. But
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, I mean, you know,
yeah, it's yeah, and I know, and I tell you, man, the one thing I can guarantee, the ones that do graduate from me, and that is the prompts, you know, hey, character. What would you do?
construction projects. Think Geiger Brothers of Jackson. All your construction and engineering needs. Scott Massey, friend of the program. Look him up. 740-286-0800.
If you know nobody was looking, and I'll just give them that test. And this is so silly. This is just for me. Okay, puppy. Nobody's looking. That puppy's pissed you off, pissed on your floor and shit on your floor. You gotta clean up. Puppy, you gonna kick it when nobody's looking? Or you gonna hurt an animal? No, hell no, no way. Okay, all right. Find a wallet, $20,000 there. You know, I'll make some ludicrous.
Yeah.
And by the time they've been this long with me, they'll joke right back and you know what I'm doing with that. And I said, no, man, nobody's looking, man. It's me and you. What are you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
I know what to do. It's going to be hard, but I know what to do with it. Man, and I hate you for it, but I'm going to give that money. I'm going to take it to the police station. All right.
Yep.
And here's the big one. You're at the party. The young lady's had too much to drink. Nobody'd find out. What are you going to do? Are you going to protect her? Are you going to be that man and stop her from and live your life that way? Or are you going to be that guy? And if you're that guy, don't ever talk. You know, we're done. But if you, but man, I swear to God, if you're that guy that protects that person, that other human being, you call me anytime, and I'm there for you. Yeah. And that's one thing I can honestly look back and say. Some of the kids that I love more than anything.
Do they stay in touch with you, man?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not saying again. I'm not in a boasting way. I got just one last night texting me, all the time.
That's awesome.
Now, as much as I want to see them, and it'll happen in passing, I still got to. You've moved on from me.
Oh yeah.
I could be. I'm a phone call away if you ever truly needed something. But we're not going to go out and drink beer together.
Yeah,
Yeah. You go live your life, sunshine. You move on. Spread your wings.
Yeah.
I'm a memory.
Yep.
And honor me by helping the next person you meet that was in your shoes. But and that's a hard thing to explain. But I've always honored that. No. Okay, that being said, there's still some kids that we still need to talk, and so we do that via like video games. We can talk online, and because some people, they're doing great, just waking up every day and not doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Are we 23 years old living in our mom's basement, but all of a sudden you're starting to mow grass for your mom.
Yeah.
And you're no longer hurting anybody or hurting yourself.
Right.
You're playing some video games.
Baby steps. Yeah.
The measuring stick is different.
Right.
And if I hold that, and I know that maybe we went a little too deep there, but
no, man.
Seriously, that's what.
You play Fortnite with them.
I hate that damn game. I hate that damn game. He tries to want me to play, but we'll play. I'll play. I'm a video game addict, and I don't play Fortnite because I can't build worth of shit.
Okay.
But I love.
What are you playing?
Right now, see, man, I've been playing Fallout 76, and I told myself I wasn't going to buy the damn thing because Fallout.
So you're okay. Not to digress, or no, we could move on or whatever.
Oh yeah, we got.
We're talking to, and I am not making fun of you, sir.
Oh shit!
No,
I get made fun of every
day. No, I am not. Hey, whatever you do, you bud. I play guitar. You play video games. That's cool. Right. So, you are a over 40 gamer,
45 years old.
45 years old, and an avid gamer.
Avid, my ass. Addict.
Addict. Yeah. How many hours a day, Ross, you played?
I can't say this on that. I can't say this on air. Holy shit.
Is this why we never went mountain biking? Because you were ate up with it, and then you just vanished.
Oh no! I take my exercise seriously, especially since I'm getting older. I have to.
Yeah.
No, that'll happen, and I take that very seriously. But once that sweat's been done, I put my sweat in. I've earned my time.
Yeah.
And as soon as that last little Rosler boy hits the sack, by then,
you're ready to go.
Hands
Yeah,
are
yeah,
shaking.
yeah.
The wife's in bed. The last one's in bed.
Yeah.
Oh, how many hours?
Here
2,
we go.
3? All-nighters? You pulling all-nighters, Ross? Oh, Chad, I didn't know this about our boy Ross.
I didn't.
Bud.
He's not the only one. I know a lot of
Oh,
guys.
I do too.
Yeah, okay.
You're a spokesman for many right now.
On a bad night, on a night, and I'm a little pissed off. I'm giving my wife the look.
Yeah.
Go
Hey,
to
what's
bed.
wrong? You okay, honey?
Yeah, just bad day.
I mean, we've been together 20 fucking years. You know why I'm getting pissed.
Yeah.
You know? So no, seriously. 10 o'clock, last one's in that Rosler, the last Rosler's finally dozed off. 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
that's a bad night in my opinion. So we're looking at 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. God damn it, is it 3? God damn it, I mean, only got about 2 hours. Shit. And now she's got a game first thing in the morning. Nah, man, I can do this.
All-nighter.
Hour 3, the hour 4. Cutoff is 5 unless I'm smoking ass hot. Like if I'm on fire.
Then you'll go all night.
No,
Yeah.
I'm whipping your ass too. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Come
let's
on.
go.
I'm
Let's
on
go.
fire. I'm on fire. And I've met
And
some
are
of
you
the,
playing with other dudes online
oh
and
man,
stuff? Yeah.
I've met some of the most amazing people online.
Are you Call of Duty? Do you do that?
No, I'm not a duty guy.
I don't know
I
anything
hate
about
that
these
damn
things.
game. I play a lot of. I love the game called my most favorite video game of all time is a game called Battleborn. It was made by Gearbox. Gearbox's biggest claim to fame was a video game called Borderlands. Battleborn, oh my god, it was magical. It was everything I needed. I'm telling you, man, it was 5-on-5. Okay. 5-on-5. So 3 of us were on a team. We got 2 other fellows with us that we've never met in our entire lives, and they don't even speak our language. But we're in order to be good at this game, you have to play as a team.
Yeah.
And so I can't remember the exact definition of this type of video game, but you got 5 people on the other side who are real players that you've got to kill.
Okay.
Well, they've
And
got
it's like soldiers, like
this is more.
So these are
fun,
real people.
fictitious,
There's 5
hilarious.
other real people
Yeah,
somewhere.
on that side.
Okay,
Okay.
red and blue.
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
So we have something we need to protect. Step 1, and then we have our last one that if they get to this one, this is the last one they have to destroy. They have 2 that we're trying to destroy.
Paintball.
The
Digital
meantime,
paintball.
yeah. The meantime, they have a wave of robots coming. We'd have a wave of robots coming. They're trying to destroy ours. We're trying to destroy theirs. Fighting. It was one of the most. So here's something a little easier. That game didn't catch on as big, but Overwatch, which was made by a company called Blizzard. Blizzard is the king of video games. It is the Blizzard Rockstar. Rockstar does like the Grand Theft Autos.
oh, okay.
The Outlaw Red Dead Redemption or the so anyhow, they did Overwatch. Overwatch is currently now an EA Sports video game.
Oh,
like
okay.
people are making people are making as much money playing video games professionally as football players.
Yeah.
And I think it was 2017, so 5 years ago was the first time the NFL was overtaken by video games.
That's right.
Yeah, like the video game playoffs or whatever made more money than the NFL.
That's
I went to
unbelievable.
watch the Bengals Browns game the other day, which, by the way, I told you that I live out in the country, so do you.
Yeah.
Watching the NFL's hard. Finding that to be able to watch that was I never did get it done at the house, but I mean that was the first time I'd ever tried to. But like I tried to do NFL Pass, and you can't. Those aren't live. Those are replays.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was no place to watch it live. So anyway, we kept YouTubing it, trying to find it on YouTube. And ended up, Gibson clicked on one that looked, it had like as many views as the actual game did.
Yeah.
And it was 2 guys playing each other, Kansas City versus, or Cleveland versus Cincinnati.
Yeah.
and it was
The graphics on those games are unbelievable. My son is addicted as well. I mean, he plays Madden and stuff. I mean, constantly
really.
with his buddies. Like, you know.
Dude, it's changed our society. Like, as far as
yeah.
like,
We
man,
had
when I was
it.
in
We did the
1990,
same thing.
1991, 92, yeah, but I was riding a bike to your house.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
hey
Yeah.
Nash, what are you doing? I'm playing with Abram online. Oh, tell him I said hi.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Dude, hey, do you want to invite Abram over, or I'll tell Chad that you're coming over and take two. I'll take, you know,
exactly. Exactly.
But you want me to tell them?
Yeah.
No, Dad, we're fine
we're
here.
good.
We're
We're
playing
good.
right here.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
hey, Dad, make me a pizza.
And-
No,
and
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they're hanging out digitally.
Yeah, and
Well,
that's-
yeah, and they're very
that's
used
the
to
way
that.
they're growing up.
Well,
yeah.
and I think that like during the pandemic, I mean, not to get crazy on that, but like when we were all locked down, my kids would be sitting there talking to other
Oh,
kids
yeah, so
all day long
Gibson was too.
on like iPads
Yeah.
and video games, and I mean, just
So I was
constantly.
thankful for that.
Well, yeah.
But a lot of times I get a little nervous thinking,
I don't like it.
Man,
Yeah,
it
I'm always
scares
wanting
me.
to,
Like,
hey, let's go.
I want
Yeah.
you to
So
go.
what are you scared
and have
about?
those-
What are you scared
Well,
about?
okay, so that's a great question. Should I even get nervous or scared? Because that's kind of the way we're starting to progress and roll.
Yeah.
But that human touch, that human interaction, that bonding, that just giving a hug or a high five or wrestling around what you did when you were a kid, I don't want that gone. I
Yeah.
want my sons to have that. And that you can only beat the hell out of your brother so many times. You gotta, have the other one. And
But I don't think that they're ever going to need it. Like, like it's been good for our generation, I guess, is what I'm like. It's nice to do this, but as time goes on, I can see more and more work being done digitally, and I can see like my thought that I'm seeing is like, hey, you go live your life. You can work, and you're going to have a job to do. And as long as you get that job done, you can be doing it from anywhere at any time. It's all going digital. I mean, you're always going to have a truck to build.
So, okay.
But I mean, at the same time, I mean, how much interaction are those people really, and do they need as much as we got?
Okay, so yeah, you're right. So why fight the evolution of the way our society is rolling? And see,
Get 'em
question-
good at it.
And I catch myself there with I loved coaching at one point. Oh, kids don't work as hard as they did.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
You're coaching
Isn't
in 1994 still. You need to learn a new way to coach.
Yes. Yeah, they're not going to react to the way you coached in 1994.
Yeah.
And there's guys that'll argue with me or whatever. My son does not react to the way that I used to have to react. And my dad didn't act the way his dads had to react.
Agreed.
And I mean, that's just the evolution of time.
I agree to the point. Whereas before, you can walk in, and as soon as that coach raises his voice, tightened up.
When his dad, he'll tell you this.
You got to earn their respect first. You have to earn a player's respect as a coach before you can.
You're never going
raise
to
your
relate
voice.
to him. His dad, I mean, not. This is a good thing. I mean, this was for the time period. It was awesome. But like now, like the way his dad was a coach, when he hit the field, you shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not saying you feared him.
Oh
or
yeah,
anything
I don't
like
know
that.
if he could do it now.
Yeah, like he was not a player's coach.
So was my coach, Larry Blackstone.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same
dude.
thing.
Yeah.
Their coach, the Osborne coach.
Oh yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And that was a way for a long time. Now, hey, just like his dad, his style was big back then.
Yeah.
Well, now if you took that same style and you tried to do it again, I'm not saying that the man wouldn't be successful. I'm saying he would have to adapt, and he would. He would just have to adapt to that
Probably.
kid.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
maybe.
you get a certain point where it's just kind of like, and he's the first one to tell you. He's like, man, I don't know if I could do that.
Sure,
Am I
today.
happy
Yeah.
coaching that way?
Yeah,
Do I
yeah.
like
Well,
coaching?
he's like, man, that'd be a pretty big swing for me.
I'm
man.
sure if he was here, he would agree with.
Oh
everything I'm
yeah.
saying.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
He would at least. I'm sure he would. Just knowing the guy,
Yeah.
knowing that he would challenge himself to figure out a way to do
Oh
it
yeah.
better.
I mean, sure.
you
He'd try
know,
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you said, that kid now, if you start off and not, I've seen coaches that just really lose their minds, and scream and holler. And I mean, we've all seen it down at the fields. We've all been around it enough. It might not be Jackson, but it might be somewhere else.
Yeah.
There's always one
always,
coach, one
always.
dad.
Yeah.
And I just don't see where that. for a young kid, number one, you're not developing anything, skill, relationships, anything. You're just making it miserable. They're supposed to be fun.
You're embarrassing and creating an environment of hatred and fear.
And you're running kids away from athletics.
Now, is that happening in video games?
Oh, hell no.
So this goes back to the point.
No, hell
Why
no.
fight
Video
it?
games is the one thing I can do where nobody yells at me.
Yeah, and that's why they love it.
And see, here's the crazy thing about video games is I'm never going so this is a whole nother rabbit hole. Like when I was playing Overwatch, for example, that's 6-on-6, and it's 6 guys going after each other on a certain map, and you have to take control of a certain position. Well, a friend of ours who I was very close with and we still play together to this day was getting scouted by one of these teams, and they sent no shit. They send scouts in to these games to see how players are playing and to see how good they are. And then the letter happens.
Yeah.
You get a little digital letter, and hey, so and so, and they call you by your PlayStation name. Mine's a Morrican 99. That's after a Black Crowes album.
Yeah.
Had that name for 20-some years, and not one person has ever recognized. Oh my God, you're a Black Crowes fan? Yeah. The day that happens,
12.
I will send that guy like $1,000 gift. But anyhow, so he gets a letter. Hey, so and so, we noticed your play. We would like for you to come try out.
Yeah.
So he gets to go to this video game tryout. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? Because this is probably 2000. This is back in 2016 when Overwatch first came out.
Yeah.
And I had this little team, and we were good. Like we were. I'm not worth a shit, but these guys are good, and they're and so we made platinum or whatever. And so he.
I
gets
had
this
no
letter,
idea any of this existed.
And he shows
Just now.
So did they offer the guy a contract? Like, does it work like that or how?
He didn't make it. He
Try
made
it out.
so I think of some of my friends who Roz made the first round cut for the Cincinnati Reds, made the second round. That final cut I didn't make. It's just
It's the same thing.
I made it to the third cut, but then they took so and so from where.
What kind of money is it, man?
They would pay, like, I know a guy.
A lot.
People are making just as much money, not as much money as some NFL contracts. So they're not as big.
But these dudes are making 6-figure incomes
Oh, absolutely.
on a video gaming contract.
And then Twitch TV.
You can go play at tournaments. About 10 years ago, I knew a kid that would go play in a video game tournament. He had a team.
Well, doesn't Jackson High School now have a team?
But I'm talking. This would be like a game.
Oh yeah, like you show up and
they might win 50,000.
Oh yeah. This happens every week.
This happens every weekend.
I get on tournaments all the time
Yeah.
that I may pay like $5 and I could win $500 by the end of the night. And that's a whole nother type of video. It's just
And this is all
fighting
PlayStation.
game. This is just PlayStation. So
So you could.
No, I'm sorry. What they've done in the last 3 years, they've made everything crossplay.
Yeah, 'cause, like Abram is an Xbox.
But you buy an app.
If I'm not mistaken, he can still play.
Abram Nash.
So your game then, your
Yep.
PlayStation or your Xbox has basically become your operating system. Which one do you like it?
Yeah,
Right,
with.
right. What controller are you most comfortable with and everything? And the thing I didn't realize when I bought in this
this is good
Xbox
info
couple
for
years
a
ago,
dad.
2-3 years ago, coming from my era, okay, when you bought a video gaming system, you would then buy the game. You put the game in the system and then you play it.
Yeah, now you have to download the game.
Now, man, and if your internet sucks,
Oh, I've been
You
there.
can't be competitive.
oh my God,
You
it's
cannot be
terrible.
competitive.
Like you've got to not only, everything is online
Yeah.
on these systems.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's
No.
you download everything, and then your speed and everything. Like you've got to have some pretty good internet.
Yeah.
Or like like all of a sudden our internet will go down, or like it'll be storming outside or something. You would think that the roof blew off our house.
Yeah.
Because we got a couple guys on iPads or somebody on an Xbox, and it's like, what's going on? It's like, dude, I can't control the internet.
Dad, what the hell?
Yeah, Dad, the internet.
We're going to lose this match if we don't connect.
Yeah, dude, you know more about any of this that you're doing than I do.
Hey, have you ever heard of AP Prep? Look them up at apprep.info. If you want to earn the day and be your best you, they got boxing classes, they got individual classes for your kids. So look those guys up at apprep.info in Chillicothe, Ohio. You'll be glad. glad you did. All right, so it's more like the Xbox and the PlayStation are your operating systems. You got to have the gaming internet. What are you doing out there for internet?
Oh,
You're not too far from me. Our internet sucks.
okay. Yeah. We have Frontier right now.
I don't have that option.
Frontier is, yeah, man. People are out there working hard. It's their jobs and they're
It's
doing the
not
best
personal.
they can. But there is, we have several internet systems just to keep things rolling. So we have AT&T and we have the Frontier. Frontier we got a boost from recently, so that's been better. However, it may take. Here's a great example. I have some friends that I've met in New Jersey who I've been gaming with now for about 8 years.
Uh-huh.
For them to, let's say we both bought the same game that we're on a team and we're going to play it tonight. It's 30 gigabytes. They start and press go, download. They're done in 2 minutes.
There we go.
I'll be done Sunday, guys, so we can start next week.
Yeah.
And that's no shit. Like,
Yeah.
it'll take
Oh,
me.
yeah.
But one thing that we always joke and laugh about, and somebody out there knows why this is, I don't. It may take me that long to download something, but I never, ever, ever bitch or complain about my internet connection speed. Like, I don't lag
Once you're
much.
playing, it's fine.
Once
Yeah.
I'm going, I don't lag. And
It's
lagging
download
is the
speed.
key.
Yeah.
Lagging is the key. Like,
Yeah.
if you're playing competitively, if you start to lag, that's when controllers go through the walls. And,
Yeah.
and
Well, I mean, what we have at our house is the same problem. Like, it takes forever to download it, but then it plays just fine.
You have Spectrum, I'm assuming. Right, uptown?
No, we have DirecTV, and we got the satellite program through there.
Okay. See,
You should do Spectrum.
I call
Yeah, probably.
I call Spectrum 3 times a year, and I beg them every time, hey, please, God, here we know we have all these people here. We need Spectrum. If you guys can
Just
find
not
it
enough
in your
people.
hearts to come over and start putting it in. And I've been doing this for 6-7 years. I call Spectrum. I beg them. I send them cookies and flowers
yeah.
and those little fruit dishes and all that.
Is it that good?
I
though?
saw,
Yeah.
saw, gentlemen, this fall, I saw the Spectrum, man.
Did you?
Oh.
I did. And I pulled my truck over, and this guy's
Yeah.
thinking I'm going to fucking kill him. But I come up to him, and I give him a big old hug. I'm like, you've made
You're
it.
getting closer. Yeah,
You are here.
yeah.
And tomorrow I'm bringing you coffee, and I'm going to go somewhere and get you a little sandwich, and I'm going to bring you breakfast.
Yeah.
And this guy's thinking I'm fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
guy is weird as hell. No. I've called about you.
Yeah.
And I've prayed about you.
Yeah.
Because you are going to make my gaming better and more competitive.
So are you pulling an all-nighter once a week?
Twice.
Twice.
Every Friday and every Saturday.
You don't sleep from Friday till Sunday?
No. Like I go to bed at 5. I gotta, hey, gotta be responsible.
Yeah.
Nash got a game at Nash got to be at the field at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna be responsible.
Yeah.
So I go to bed at 5 and I get up at 7, and let's roll.
Yep.
You're right.
Let's
And
roll.
you're right back Saturday night doing the same thing.
And then Saturday's the exact same thing.
So this is why we don't really see Rosler.
No,
Because we were
You see him occasionally.
We were at deer camp, or that Travis
I
had.
was there.
You were
I was
there.
I was
But-
there.
But
Yeah.
what you're saying is mentally,
9:45. Did you notice at 9:45?
mentally, I thought, well, Yeah.
Hey, it's great seeing you, man. I gotta
gotta go. I didn't know this. This is great
Not many
stuff.
people
That's
do until
outstanding.
now. Damn it.
That's
Yeah.
outstanding. Now everybody does.
It was
Yeah, that's
it was
outstanding.
my greatest kept secret. Like, Jenkins was privy. Fannin was privy.
Yeah.
Um,
Now do they do it too?
no,
Because Jenkins,
no,
I mean,
those guys
we,
make
out
fun
there,
of me.
he was running. He's like playing Mario Kart and stuff out there, man.
No.
Like, that's not the sign of a serious gamer.
I'll give you a great. Okay, here's a great comparison. Jenkins runs the way I game.
Oh, okay.
The Jackson County Gazelle
Yeah.
runs the way I mash,
Yeah.
and I tease him about that all the time.
Yeah.
Matt and his boy got during the pandemic, and I felt so damn bad because I love him. He's one of my best friends, and Matt and his boy got on, and they're not gamers. They're not gamers.
Yeah.
Rosler boys
They're gamers.
We take it for real.
Yeah.
So it's myself and Baby Nash versus Matt and Tanner.
Yeah.
In what?
Another game I love to play called Brawlhalla.
Okay.
And that's just these little fun characters, and it's just fighting. It's like a Mortal Kombat, but without all the blood and guts and the.
Yeah.
They've taken that out.
No, hell no. You can still play Mortal Kombat, and so you'll be fascinated to hear this. You understand Mortal Kombat,
Yeah,
and the
played a lot.
fatalities and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Finish him.
Yeah, fatality. Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to blow your guys' minds. Have you guys ever heard of Dead by Daylight?
No.
This game is amazing. This game was introduced to me back in 2000. I'm going to say Dead by Daylight came out in probably 2017 is when I started playing. This game is effing brilliant. There's 4 people. So so 3 of us can be on a team. Mm-hmm. All right? There's 1 killer. What we have to do now, we'll have some random because there's actually 4 people. So the 4 people can be on a team. So there's the 3 of us, and we have some random. Let's say Jenkins is playing with us. So that's our team. We have to escape. Okay, there's 1 killer out there, and that's the random. That's somebody that could be in Michigan or California or anywhere. And what we have to do is power on generators. We have to power on 5 generators and open up a main gate. Well, all the time, this killer is going around trying to find us. So they find me, and I go off running. He hits me once. He grabs me. He can put my body on a hook. Ooh. Now you have to come get me off that hook. You can only go on the hook twice before you're dead.
Yeah.
The whole objective is for somebody to escape that final and get that final door, and out you go. That game is fun. And
So how do you sign up to be the killer?
Okay. It's easy as far as like, hey, Chad, what time you getting on? Okay. Pudge, what time you on? Okay, I got time to be a killer, so I'll go be a killer. And these guys struck.
Oh,
gold.
so you can just sign up to.
Oh
be a
yeah,
killer.
yeah. You can just play as killer, or you can play as survivor. Whatever you want. Some people
How much
just play.
is that game to play?
See,
And how much are you spending on this average Friday
I
night?
don't want to know.
It's
on a Friday night. No,
Yeah.
Oh, that's the great thing about video games, man.
Yeah.
It's the most.
It's already downloaded.
It's the most. Okay, so here's the thing. Here, I'll give you a great example, and this is going to blow you away. So if I take the Rosler boys and my beautiful wife to a movie, I'm not getting out there for $100.
Nah,
I'm not. I'm not.
Can't.
That's just the way it is.
Possible.
Yeah.
That's 2, maybe 2.5 hours. If it's one of them damn Star Wars, it's about 3.5 to 4, or Harry Potter. But anyhow, if I buy a video game, that's $60 up front. Okay.
Okay. Hours.
60 hours.
Yeah. $1 an
That's
hour.
nothing, man. That's $1 an hour,
Yeah.
buddy. I'm into like 5 cents an hour shit.
Yeah.
You know,
That's how much you play.
Yeah.
that's how much I play.
Now, what about through the week, like Thursday night?
Oh no. Okay, now I take that's job time. I take my shit seriously with my job. Like I'm in bed. My goal is no later than 10 o'clock. Like and then
See, I'm more of like a
and
midnight to 2 guy.
No, I got to get up. I cannot leave my time limits. Like if I'm running late, I know if I leave my house at 7:10, I'm going to be late. Oh, I'm not going to be late. You know, I want
Right.
So I leave. My goal every day, I leave my house at 7, and I'm down the road, and that's it. Now I'll get up at 5 so I can get
Maybe get a little.
Gotta get my mash in. Just,
Yeah.
you know.
Quick mash.
I gotta do my dailies.
Yeah.
And they're called. That's what the gaming world calls them. We call them dailies.
Dailies.
Yeah, because you'll have certain. For example, I'm playing Fallout 76 right now, and it's awesome. It's about Appalachia. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. The Fallout world is real quick. Nuclear bomb has went off. You were born in this fallout shelter underneath the world. All of a sudden, the scientists have deemed it safe for you to be able to go out of your shelter, and you're in this complete 2-headed deer. Nuclear energy has taken the world is. So this last one, Fallout 76, was in West Virginia. And it's awesome. Bethesda made it. They did the research on it to a T. The Mothman.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Have you guys, you're older.
He owned that building.
You're my age. You are
Yeah,
my age.
yeah.
The Silver Bridge collapsing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Dave
They have it on there. They
got it on there.
Yeah, they have the bridge. They have.
Really?
They do an event every Christmas called the Mothman Prophecies.
Yeah.
It is awesome. Now that game is a lot of fun. Now that is not competitive. That's called PvE. PvE is everybody plays together
Okay.
and on a team.
Yeah.
PvP is player versus player.
Yeah.
And I still love PvP. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
But my true fun is playing with the three of us would just hang out and we're gonna we're gonna play PvE, but the games have set up raid bosses where it's gonna take like 20 people from that you don't even know that are on your team to conquer this dragon or whatever.
Yeah.
I enjoy stuff like that.
Yeah. But like, and is there a certain thing like if you play every day, you get a certain
Dailies.
amount of
Dailies.
okay.
Daily, so you get these little. This is
No
this is
different
the
than logging
addiction.
into my
something.
fitness pal, bud.
Yeah.
This is the addiction part. You do your dailies every day. You get your scoreboard achievements, and then scoreboard you might get a new skin for your weapon, or you might get a new outfit to wear, or you can take the easy way out and just pay another $50
And get all that.
and
stuff.
pay for that scoreboard for the entire season.
Oh.
Now I'm
You don't like to do
knock
that.
on wood.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good about not doing that.
Right.
Now, certain developers, there are certain games that I don't have any problem. I want this is what I love, and I'll pay. I want them to have to keep the game going and keep the servers up and keep it running.
Right.
and back. But that's a select. That's just select few.
Yeah.
So
How
you-
many total games do you play like in a weekend?
Oh, let's see. I have a crew that I've been running with now for close to 8, 9, 10, almost 10 years. These are a couple guys I've never met them face to face. Two of them are in New Jersey. One of them is in Athens, Ohio.
Ever met him? Or you have?
Oh yeah, I know him. He and I are good friends. He coached baseball. We coached against each other, and that's how.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a gamer? Oh, dude, let's hook up. And
Yeah,
we've been
yeah.
gaming ever since. So then there's one more guy, and I think he's kind of quiet. He doesn't talk. He's that guy. He's a great communicator on the team, but doesn't disclose any information about anything.
You don't know where he's from.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just that guy.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I've been gaming with these guys for 10 years, and I only know one of them's real name, and that's the guy from Athens.
Yeah.
And they call him our code name and stuff.
Yeah.
So they'll talk to you like they don't say Roz.
No, the two guys from New Jersey, like I've sent pictures of my family and stuff.
Yeah.
We're close. As a matter of fact, one of them is amazing. This guy's amazing. He can make these little tiny systems. Probably shouldn't tell you guys this, but he can make these little systems, and they're bootlegs.
Oh.
And he can have thousands of video games in an old-fashioned Nintendo. Remember the old-fashioned Nintendo where you slot the cartridge in?
Yeah. Yep.
The regular Nintendo, yes.
So this person sent us a shell of this, and it looks just like an old Nintendo NES, and has the old NES controllers that are not wired. They're remote, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so you just go down the board and you can go to PlayStation 1,
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, NES, Nintendo 64,
And all those games,
or
yeah.
all the old arcade games like
Oh, my.
Gauntlet or Double
Yeah.
Dragon. They're all on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my oldest son, Reed, he loves that. And so that was a really cool gift.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy's first name. If the FBI walked in, who gives me that? I wouldn't know the guy's first name.
Yeah.
I know his call name on PSN. That's
Yeah.
it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I love like this. I don't want to say digital trading world, but
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
It
Me
is
and Jimmy,
cool.
Dan, and Nick were talking about. They're doing those NFTs, which
Yeah.
is not a video game, but it's kind of
Bitcoin.
like a video game.
Same type of deal. Yeah.
Same type of thing.
I have the funniest theory, and I'll get Fannin and Jenkins fired up. And they're starting to believe me now. When I show them the research and the facts, it's not going to be in our lifetime. And it probably won't be in our kids' lifetime. There'll be a day when the Super Bowl is played this way. And the reason I say that,
Injury.
okay, injury. You look at the NFL. Look how much the NFL has evolved just
Oh,
in
yeah.
the last since I
5,
graduated.
6.
Yeah, just in the last.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, helicopter moms, helicopter parents. My kid's getting hurt. Well, your kid don't get hurt doing this. What, carpal tunnel, springtime,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Now that brings up a whole nother rabbit hole as far as Major League Gaming. The Major League Gaming, just like the NFL, MLG, Major League Gaming, they've had to adapt drug testing. Because
What?
Yeah, no shit. They've had to adapt drug because when
Guys are
Overwatch,
getting stoned and just
No.
playing video games
No.
all night.
Yeah, like,
No.
what are they testing for?
no, not stoned, Adderall.
Adderall, keeping themselves.
Yeah. So when
Awake
the first
on-
Major League Gaming tournaments, there were people overdosing on Adderall.
Oh my!
I'm not kidding.
Holy shit!
I'm not kidding.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. People. So now
Getting serious.
So
I mean,
now-
that's how. I mean, they're
So
just.
now, if you're on the Overwatch team, so there's 6. I haven't played Overwatch in a long time. So there's 6 people on a team. You're a starter, okay, and they have 2 bench players. You know, if something happens, if somebody's internet crashes or something. Well, but I'm sorry. By the time they get to,
That's
if
a
you've
good
made
idea.
it that far, okay, like if your team is qualified for that final tournament, you get invited. You get a free airfare, hotel,
Yeah,
everything. Food is
everything.
paid for. They fly you out there. You're in one room. Your competitor is across from you. Okay, everybody has. You're talking Astro or Bose headsets,
Yeah.
man. You know, whatever you want.
Yeah.
What kind of keyboard would you like? What kind of hands?
Yeah.
You know, whatever you want.
Custom built booth.
Yeah. But you walk through that door, and I don't know how the NFL does it or whatnot, but you walk through that door, one of the first things that you have to do is you have to take a drug test to make sure you're not taking way too much stimulant, you know, like
Staying in.
Adderall or
I'm sure they'll give them a
Vyvanse.
cup of coffee. You can probably get
No,
up.
I don't know what the rules are. Are you allowed a certain amount of caffeine? I don't know that.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
just and again, these just stuff I read. You know, I get video game magazines that are still delivered to my home for my sons, of course, not for me.
Oh yeah.
But if I happen to pick one up, I'll read an article. I mean, oh shit, they're drug testing. Well, I'll be damned. We've crossed that line. So
I don't disagree with
I'm
the
telling
Super
you,
Bowl
I'm
theory.
thinking,
Yeah. I don't think I do either.
Yeah.
not
I
in
don't
our
disagree with that.
lifetime, but the way people are getting hurt. You know, we've seen a lot of just neck injuries here recently in the NFL. So
Oh my
people
God,
caught
dude,
up-
man! I just imagine these guys are so fast now, and they're so like just unbelievable body specimens.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, at the amount of speed.
Yeah.
that
How
they hit-
far can the human body
Well,
go?
and-
The evolution of the athletes. Hundreds of years ago, when we were killing a tiger. Our tiger was eating us in Rome in the Colosseum.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then so now football, you know,
Yeah.
people are dying, and then you got the Colosseums everywhere
Yeah.
across
Oh,
the United
yeah.
States, and people are cheering for.
There was
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
here not so long ago took one of them slants, and somebody took one right across the middle, and I mean, just they took his head off, and, it was like, man, I could kill you.
I
yeah.
think what sports have done. I lost my teeth in a college
One
baseball
of these
game. Had to
days
be
it
hos-
will.
It will. Somebody's going to
Yeah.
die. These kids, these pros,
Yeah.
are so big and so
Strong
fast and
and
strong.
fast. Yeah.
Wow. Can you imagine?
Vontez Burfict. Antonio Brown hadn't been normal since Vontez Burfict came in a playoff
and
game a few years
and then,
ago.
then it comes to the debate. All right, what are you training for? You training to be the best, or to be able to take a hit from the best?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean-
and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about a flat ass
Well,
cheap
where's
shot.
the limit?
Or,
Yeah.
or that guy we all headhunted, you know.
Oh, hell
if you
yeah.
got a chance to do it, you was going to do
Well,
it.
but man, you look at the series. Hell, you look back. I
That's
mean,
just a wrong
hell, a
thing
guy
to do.
looked like Babe Ruth used to be the best player in Major League Baseball. Jesus,
And he's
he
built
was-
like us.
Yeah, he's eating steaks and smoking cigars, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
Drinking beer in the, as soon as
drinking beer in the dugout,
and
dude.
eating hot
Yeah.
dog.
I
That's all- that
love,
was
I
a-
love those NFL picks whenever they got the guys on the bench. They'll have a towel, steaming and smoking a cigarette.
smoking. Yeah, just burning a cigarette. Jack
the
Lambert,
old
dude.
school. Yeah, the old,
Yeah.
yeah. What was it? Not Madden.
Well,
but
let me tell you something. That ain't the same guy you're seeing today. I don't give a damn how many you think how good that guy was or whatever. Let me tell you, he ain't shit today.
Oh, these guys would chew him up, and spit him out, dude.
Easy.
I mean,
Easy.
do
Some
you
of the-
think that Babe Ruth could hit a 102-mile-an-hour fastball?
yeah, Babe Ruth doesn't get
Probably.
drafted. Babe Ruth doesn't even
I mean,
get drafted.
Yeah.
How fast were those fastballs he was hitting back in?
I don't know, man.
70, 75?
I'd say they're in the 80s.
They said
wouldn't
Spawn was it Spawn? They did that motorcycle comparison. They had a motorcycle that was hitting 90 going on a run.
Yeah, I mean,
They
there
said
weren't
that
any such
Spawn,
thing as a
Warren
jugs
Spawn.
gun. So, you know.
They could time it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, man, Babe Ruth does not even make the minors.
Probably
He's
not.
a high school player that hits 30 home runs in a high school
Yeah,
career.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
you know, he plays varsity as a freshman.
Probably be very similar.
And doesn't get drafted. Don Mattingly,
yeah.
Kirby
Oh, yeah.
Puckett, you know. Some of
Well,
the-
I mean, we'll get absolutely crucified for this take, but like I would argue that like Babe Ruth in that era, very similar to high school baseball now. Really good high school baseball teams,
Just the baseball in general.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
As far as you know, the pitching.
But if you lived in that era and
it's the
you
best
watched
there
it
is.
was the best there. Yeah.
well, there ain't any doubt about it, dude. And I mean, that's kind of a shitty take
It
by
is,
me. I
but-
don't know
but
if
it
that's
is.
true, but
Entertainment's
like,
entertainment, but
Yeah.
skill's skill. And they
I mean,
didn't have,
yeah.
like-
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it'd be very difficult to argue that like players now just.
They ever throw it from a left
so
pole
much
down
better.
the home plate like
Yeah.
Bo Jackson? You know, could they do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
from 300 out?
Yeah, man. Hey, I
yeah.
mean, hey, do you think that Dick
it's all the
Butkus?
time now.
Do you think that?
Yeah.
Do you think
now.
that,
Yeah,
but
you
could
know-
Babe and those guys
Oh, no,
step from center
no,
and throw a guy out? You
no.
know,
yeah, could Dick Butkus at like 200 pounds, 205 pounds, would he be taking Nick Chubb's head off?
or would he catch
That's a line.
Jamar Chase?
Right.
Do you know? No,
There's no way.
no
No.
way.
know-
It would be physically impossible.
Is Fran Tarkington alive as a quarterback, scrambling around like he did, man, with the outside backers there are now in the game?
Your answer to that question needs to go no further than Peyton Manning.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
that's the similar foot speed probably.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Peyton had to get out of the game, man.
Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
neck fusion and
Yeah.
I've gotten into these Tom Brady TikToks.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's just easy to watch. He's just.
Oh
great
well,
at
I mean,
everything.
come on, man. That
He's
guy.
he's great at everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, have you ever seen it whenever he throws? Now it may be reversed. I have tried to dissect this video to see how now he does this, because there's no way he. I mean, maybe he does. It wouldn't surprise me if he isn't that good. This is Tom fucking.
Well, I
Brady.
read an article about this, and
You seen where he's throwing it back into the machine?
yes, and they're saying that is 100% real.
Have you seen that, Ross?
not Brady, but how about Evan McPherson?
Well, this- so this-
for the Bengals that spins the top off the bottle from 30 yards out. He's got a bottle on top of the goalpost.
Oh, I believe it.
In his draft video that he sent to the NFL or whatever, he kicks a ball and he just nicks that and spins that right off.
My father-in-law,
no way in hell.
Doug Eisen, he's big golfer. Probably one of the, in his day, he was one of the best, still to this day, one of the best
around
golfers
here,
around here.
yeah.
But I mean, used to very heavily compete. And he got a chance to golf around one time. I believe this is a story. Doug could correct me. But he golfed around with Lee Trevino. And Lee Trevino had a caddy with him. And whenever you or I go golfing, and we say, hey, the guy says, how far is it? How far you got? And the guy says, it's 160, 165. And I guess Lee said, you're fired. He said, I don't want to know if it's 160 or 165. He said, I want to know if it's 162 and 3 inches.
Yeah.
And they said, and he said, I want to tell you why. He said, because here's 165, here's 162, and here's 160.
Yeah.
And it was like right
Just laid him right there. Yeah.
And but that's how good professionals are
Oh my, yeah. I mean,
at anything.
yeah, it's a different level, dude.
Yeah, it is.
There's a different level of athleticism. There's a different level of mental capacity. I mean, it's the whole deal.
Whole
I mean,
deal, man.
you know.
Then you hear those dads that my son next D1 player.
Oh yeah. Nah. Yeah, not sure if they've ever been to a game, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what's amazing right now. I mean, you're a dad, and me and Chad talk about it all the time, is just the amount of pressure on sports for the ratio game that it is.
yeah.
Like, it's like
Odds are,
this is it.
yeah, you're probably not going to be in the NFL. I know that's every kid's dream.
Yeah.
But it's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah.
dude.
And these are kind of crucial years, I'm looking at
Well,
that a lot.
and I'll tell you what, dude. In my opinion, and I'm open for debate. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but I just think genetics play a huge factor.
Oh, my Lord, you're seeing
into
that.
whether or not.
If you're not over 6 foot, I challenge the fact that you're going to go play D1.
Oh yeah, well,
and think of all the amazing, one of the best baseball players I've ever seen in my life, man. I played lucky enough to play college baseball. The only reason he ended up at Shawnee State was because he was 5'6".
yeah.
But I mean, he went 7 for 7 in a doubleheader one time and stole 6 bases in
In college.
and not one was even close. One of my roommate was My roommate, great friend of this day, he's 5'10", could throw 91, 92. You're going anywhere.
Not play.
You're
Well,
not
and I mean,
going.
and you think about that. I mean, that's throwing the ball pretty damn good.
You end up at Shawnee State.
Yeah, well,
You know,
and
unless
I mean,
you had that one break.
well,
you came,
yeah, these guys that are starting pitchers in MLB, man. I mean, the gods have reached down and made their arm a thunderbolt.
Jesus,
I mean,
tap the arm, man.
dude. Like that's just not.
Especially go to a Reds game. Just watch those guys warm up and throw the ball.
Oh my God.
You know, they just easily first to third. Just here you go. Just a nice little lob. You know, on a rope. It's not a lob. It's on a rope.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's just people have no idea. You know that you see
Zero.
it and you
Zero idea.
I always want to put my arm around guys, man. It's like when they're like, well, I mean, he could play a small school like OU or something.
Yeah,
And it's like, dude,
that's
that's
even that.
D1, brother.
Yeah.
I want to put my arm around and be like, now listen, that's great.
Not
To
everybody
dream
going
for
there.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, and work your
Have your
ass
goals.
off
Have
for
your
it,
goals,
man.
man.
Yeah, go. But like, don't set that as the low bar, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, like you don't have a concept.
well, and I'm saying more, not so much as where you go to school, but I'm saying, okay, do we need to go play 80-some games a year trying to be better for the ratio to just tell us that that was the time period of your life that this was, or should I have went fishing?
Yeah, you better. Yeah, well,
Should I went swimming with my friends and hung out?
Well,
or,
should I have went and just hung out with my son rather than maybe went and played a game or and I haven't. I'm whatever he wants to do is what
well,
we'll do.
that's what it is. I think it comes down to. I mean, they better be having fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do whatever they want to do as long as they're having fun.
Yeah, if my kid can look at me and say, "Dad, I want this and I love this," then
Or-
okay, we're in.
Yeah.
But I'm real big on does it strengthen our relationship? Okay, am I doing something that is strengthening my son and I's relationship? Now, there's things that strengthen my son that helps our relationship, But I'm real big into, okay, is this even I'm weighing stuff like is this worth my time to do, or would he and I maybe got a little bit more out of life and a little closer if maybe I'd have just taken him mountain biking or fishing?
Could it have the adverse effect that, man, my dad pushed me so hard it made me miserable?
Well, I mean, we've all got those stories about how about as far as what these things do. But as a dad, I'm just constantly questioning the things that I do. Not because either one of them is bad or wrong. I'm just am I ahead to we talk about it all the time. We all grew up in the fact of you start it, by God, you're finishing it. Well, I'm a firm believer in that. Okay,
Yeah.
if you're miserable and you don't like to do it, why can't you quit? What do you want to do?
I grew up that way as well. I remember my first son, the tears when it was time to go to the baseball game at dad pitch, coach pitch, the tears, and I'm thinking, man, fuck.
Yeah.
If there's any chance, okay, if there's any chance that my son will play the game or love the game, I've got to get him out of it right now.
Oh,
So, yeah,
that's our
what
point.
that's
what
our
we're
point.
saying.
Yeah.
And so I agree to that. But again, I know where you're coming from because I was raised that way. Till you start or you finish. You start,
Yeah.
you finish.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
And if my child, as we get older, if we
It
start
changes.
something in junior high,
Yeah,
you're going to finish. it.
But what we were talking about is like years when you're molding them. Like when
They're 8.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like a kid's 8 years old. He gets
If
into
he's
something.
16 and he's 10 years committed,
Then you
we're
got
gonna have a little more of a talk.
Right.
But whenever we're in the second
When
grade,
we're 8
if you're
or
crying to
second-
go to practice, we're gonna take that year off.
That's when it's over. I mean, that's what I've always said is I think that particular mantra is dead.
Oh, I don't think it's dead.
Well, I mean, in
I think
my house it is.
Well, in my house it is too.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
hear that
When they're young,
I still
I mean-
go to things and guys are like, "Well, we started, we're gonna finish it," and I'm like, "Well, you can do that." I'm not.
Well, I mean, I grew up on that philosophy.
Me too.
I understand it. I get it.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, if I really step back and look at it,
But
if you've got an 8-year-old or a 7, 6, 5, and they hate what they're doing,
Anything up to about your sophomore year.
let me throw this curveball at you
Freshman,
too.
maybe. Yeah.
I wonder if our parents would have been different if at 8 years old we were playing 60 and 70 games a year, I wonder
Yeah.
if they would have got a little burnout from all the stinking.
I don't think it's a matter of burnout. I think it's a matter of questioning the precedence of that in your life. You know, because there's guys. I mean, I've watched Chad. I mean, you know, every weekend for a certain amount of months, he's a travel basketball or baseball.
Yeah.
Every weekend for a period, or you are
3
too
months,
probably.
3 months, yeah.
So you're probably 3-4 months. You
Yeah,
know, from
yeah,
April to
yeah,
June, July, and you know. I think that what that does, just from seeing him, now he loves it. His family, that's their thing. They
great.
love doing it.
Then I
That's
support
great.
it.
But let's just say that I'm maybe not looking for that so much out of my son, and I'm looking just to maybe get a little one-on-one time. You know, am I getting enough of that? You know, by going to that team thing. Not that that's bad. You know, that's great. Go play with your buddies. But let's say I'm doing, you know, rec ball, and maybe that's just enough.
Yeah.
You know, I just think of things like that as far as, am I getting enough good? Because one thing I will say about myself, I have and so Chad will vouch for me, and Chad has this too. I have an unbelievable relationship with my dad. I mean, me and my dad are close. I mean, I'm an only child. And you know, whenever we flipped this building, there wasn't a minute went by my dad wasn't here helping me. You know, and
awesome.
and it's that thing with everything that I do. If I need help, all I gotta do is ask Dad. You know what I mean? And I love that relationship. There's been a lot of times I didn't screw up because I knew I was going to disappoint Dad. You know, or now there was a lot of times that, you know, I probably should have done different. You know, or whatever. But I mean. I want to have that same relationship with my son, and I don't want it to be, you know, I want that to be our relationship. So I'm constantly looking on how time is spent. Not so much how I'm looking at sports or how I'm looking at this. I'm just looking, how are we spending our time? You know, at this 8-year-old stage right now, how are we doing this?
I got you.
You know, so you know, that's where my whole thing comes from with it.
See, I think you really got to watch. Or the thing I really focus on is, does my son enjoy what he's doing? Because honestly, like with travel ball, the first time
You've told him that.
the first time we cry about going to a practice or a game,
It's over.
we're done.
Yeah.
This guy right here, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I love the people that we travel with, and I have a good time,
Yeah,
but
great crew.
I ain't
Great
sure as
crew.
hell ain't doing it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Absolutely.
I mean, if at such point that this becomes something he doesn't want to do, and that's what I'm always trying to be conscious of, because what I don't want to do is I don't ever want my kid to look back and be like, man, my dad just made me do a bunch of shit I didn't
Oh,
want to do.
I mean, hell, you know, Wolford always told me that one time. I said, God damn, dude, you're playing 80 baseball games a year with them kids. And he said, when you was 12, wouldn't you want to play 80 baseball
Yeah,
games?
well, yeah,
and I
yeah.
said, yeah, I probably would have.
Yeah.
I coached. I don't know if you know. I coached a lot of varsity baseball.
Okay.
And I remember having a con. This one hurt. This happened more than I ever cared to admit. You know, the young man was a junior at the time, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, dude, you didn't want to be here, do you? And tears start rolling. He said, Roz, I've played this game since I was 6 years old.
yeah.
And I fucking hate it. I fucking hate bats. I hate the smell of a fucking leather glove. I hate the fucking hat on my head. I hate this field. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
What
It's like, what are you doing here, man?
This kid was one of our better players. He was
Oh, yeah.
one of our
Yeah.
better players. And he was done. He hated the game.
Yeah.
And I wish I could tell you that was the only time that happened. But I coached some, you know, I coached varsity baseball at Jackson. I coached varsity baseball at Alexander. It's happened both places.
It's everywhere.
Times.
And
That's heartbreak.
You're kind of pigeonholed into activities here. There's not a lot of options.
Well, that's the thing, man. I mean, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And going back to, like, you know, quality time, you know, there's certain things. Now, Chad, he does fish, but you're not like a hunter.
No,
not in that.
no.
That I want to go. I want to take my son hunting.
Yeah.
You know, I want to take my son fishing. I want to make time for that stuff that I want to show him. If he likes it, if he tells me, Dad, I hate this shit, we'll not do it again. But I at least want to get there's an age where I want to introduce. I don't want to introduce that to him once, you know, his life's too complicated to enjoy it.
Gotcha.
You know, I don't want to introduce it to him once he starts chasing girls and you know, driving and all that stuff. Whenever it's just, and I'd like to introduce that to him now. Whenever that could be a very important thing to bring to the table. You know, he's got spare time now.
Absolutely.
So you know, there's
I've
just
been told once the ladies come into question,
don't even
it's
try.
a different-
That's whenever that slogan, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. They didn't become an old dog.
Once they start driving the car, dude, you're
What a scary time.
old that ain't
Yeah,
fun anymore.
I'm very
dude.
fortunate. I work with all the guys that I grew up with and my old coaches, and they, you know, hey, once the ladies come into play,
Oh yeah.
So
Dad, it's done.
So, Roz, we're
Yes.
going to wrap it up. But
Okay.
hey, I'll tell you what, because we've been at it over 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I want to. What was that? Did I do that?
What's
Did I hit
that?
something? I heard a pop there. But let's talk about this. Is going to be the segment into you have brought our first gift to the studio.
Yes.
Hold that up, Chad.
Yeah, and we're going to
We're going to hang this up.
Volume 2 with Rosler. We will start the show talking about. We got it backwards.
We got it backwards. Yes.
Okay.
Black Crows.
Yeah.
This is you know, the Black Crows. They've, I mean, just for me personally, they've been my band. They've been my band growing up.
Right.
And it's a band that has never, ever grown old for me.
No, great
they
band.
Have made the
Great band.
They have made the bad times better and the good times so delicious, man.
Well, that's where we'll start because how many times have you seen them in concert?
The Crows.
20.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Well-
so whenever you come back,
Yeah,
we're going to talk
we're
about.
starting.
We're starting with the Crows.
Crows.
So we're going to turn this into the Rosler series.
Yeah, because we got to have a series.
So the
now.
next time we're going to brush up on gaming. We're going to talk about the Black Crows.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to talk about you and
music.
this mountain biking.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in. I know what I'm picking out. I know what I'm getting. And concerts at my Woodstock '99, the riots, the fires, the bonfires.
We got all. So you were there.
I was there.
That's what we're going to
Okay,
talk about.
there we go.
So folks, hit that, smash that subscribe button. We got Matt Rosler. We're good to be back to see you. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming up this year.
Yeah.
So
Hey, check us out on TikTok and
Chad
Instagram.
is on this TikTok, folks.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of TikTok, but I
You're
just
going
picked it
to.
up this week and
Yeah.
really enjoying it.
He's on a green screen. Yeah. So smash the like button on all our stuff. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right.
Thank you, guys.